Hey guys, it's the Birdman. Today is October 3rd. I don't really remember when I last did an update, but it's been a month or two, maybe more than that. But it's really time now to show y'all what's going on, and also I've been being asked to show y'all what's going on. I have been posting some updates to my Facebook page for my channel, but I haven't been doing a good job of that either. So here's what's going on. I don't know where we were last time, but most of the rollers and all my roller Satinette crosses are in here. Even Willie's in here right now. Willie, after being put in here, he actually calmed down a lot, kind of. You'll remember that he was trying to figure out whether to mate with me or fight me, and sometimes he'd bite with me, sometimes he'd try to hump me. Now he doesn't try to bite me anymore, and also he's paired up to that red check roller. Of course, I'm not going to let them breed, but they are paired up. She laid one egg, but it was on the wire in here and it busted. Of course, I don't really want any of their eggs anyways. This indigo check roller down here, y'all remember I just brought it up from the white Loft last time. I think y'all saw that. It was pretty skinny. It gained weight back, got real plump. It's actually gotten a little bit light here recently, and I'm not sure why. Well, I think I know why, and I'll explain in a minute. But it's still doing just fine, and it's eating well, so I'm not real worried about it. She, whatever's back in there, y'all can't really see. Hopefully it'll come out. I've determined that that red check is a hen. That blue check with a few white flights, which was from my tiger grizzle recessive red pairing. They produced that bird, and of course it didn't wind up with any recessive red or tiger grizzling, which is kind of too bad. There's that indigo check roller, but you still can't really see her in the shadow very well. It hasn't molted yet. The color will look better once it molts. Hopefully more like this one, which y'all still can't see because the way the sunlight's doing it doesn't look very good. But anyway, so that's a female. That one right there obviously is cock. I always knew this one was a female because it's sex-linked breeding. That one is a male, and that one's a male. I already knew that. That one also seems to be a male. So of all my Satinette roller crosses, I only produced this one female, and all the rest were cocks, which is kind of sad. Now that one up there looked like it had a little bit of stenciling pattern to it when it was younger, but now it really just looks like a barless. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I'm not sure that I'm really going to do too much more breeding with them. Some of them turned out real nice, and I'm hoping to start hand raising some as pets for people, and I'll go into detail more about that in a moment, or a little later. But just keep in mind for now that I would like to produce some of those to sell as pets. That indigo cross right there, she just turned out real nice. That medium-sized beak, kind of dainty-looking beak, but it's not real short. A little bit of feathering to the legs, but not too much. Real nice piebald pattern. That dark blue tail looks amazing. Maybe I'll spread that out for y'all and let y'all see. But if I can grab her. Of course, here's Willie. Hey, Willie. Willie. See, he's gonna try to mate with me, which is kind of weird, but at least he doesn't try to bite me anymore. Usually another male pigeon will notice and fly over and try to break things up. I don't know exactly why they do that, but a lot of times they do. Usually it was the older males though, and I'm breeding them now. Anyways, that black roller right there is a male. The other one is a male too. It doesn't really look like a spread though. It doesn't look as good. I'm not sure if I'm even going to breed it, but I would like to breed him. That recessive red there is a male as well. Most of these are males, unfortunately. That seems to be how it goes. It always feels like there's more cocks than hens to me, and maybe that's not the case for everyone, but for me it always seems to be. Maybe I'll be able to see this bird a little better now. Turn sideways there. So, nice little bird. Can't wait to see what it looks like after it molts. But of course they've got two waterers here, both still pretty full. There's grit in that one, red grit. The chickens are all over the place here. Here's my sister's puppy. Baxter, come here. Come here, Baxter. My sister got a puppy. Some kind of lab mix. We'll go in this loft now, my breeding loft. So, I do have a bit of pairs put together. Last time I was at a club meeting, there was a guy, I haven't asked him for permission to talk about him, so I'm not going to say his name, but, and I never say last names anyways, but he wanted me to raise him up some birds. He wanted homers. As of the time, he had 3 young homers, and that was it. And he wants to breed from them and raise young birds next year. So what he wanted was birds that he could breed, and in order to, y'all know it takes about 6 months for the pigeons to become sexually mature. So in order for them to be old enough, early enough next year, hopefully y'all can track with me, for them to become sexually mature the earliest possible next year, and then breed young birds for him, need to get them out as fast as possible, of course. It's pretty late in the year already for that. So I went over several things that I could do for him, but to raise the number he wants 30. Originally it was 20, but he decided on 30. As quickly as possible. Really the only way to do that is to hand raise them so that I can just have the birds laying eggs, take the eggs, put them in the incubator, the birds go ahead and lay eggs again, take them, put them in the incubator. I got some eggs from a friend. Actually I got a dozen and only one hatch. That's another story. I'll tell you all about that. So I've got 4 pairs of homers put together, kind of. This pair from earlier in the year, that was the one that I always referred to as my Bill Saunders cock, and that's a hen that Rick gave me to breed to him. Y'all remember they bred out a few nice looking blue bars last year. Unfortunately the hen has gotten skinny, and she's kind of stayed skinny. Hopefully her weight comes back up. I don't really expect her to breed until then. But the good news is if they do breed, she's not going to have to put in the effort to raise the babies, because I'm going to take the eggs and hand raise them. So all she has to do is lay the eggs, and that's it. And she won't have to sit on them and incubate them, won't have to feed babies, nothing like that. So even though getting her to lay eggs is asking a little bit much of her, it's nothing like actually trying to breed them and raise babies from them. So hopefully she will lay some eggs, because I'm just going to take them and raise them myself. So shouldn't have a big impact on her health if she does. But until she gains some weight, I doubt that she will breed. Coco and Swift. At first they bred in that nest right there, laid 2 eggs. They're in the incubator. They're actually supposed to be hatching today, and I'll take y'all in there and show you all that. And then they laid 2 more eggs. One yesterday. Today's Tuesday. Sorry, today's Tuesday. They laid 1 Sunday, and I took it and put a fake egg underneath them, and I just left the egg unincubated. And then they laid a second egg either last night, this morning, whatever, and I took the second egg and put them both in the incubator today. The reason I did that is if I put them in the incubator, it takes 18 days for them to hatch. That puts them hatching on a Friday evening, Saturday morning, something like that, and that gives me the whole weekend to feed them and keep them in the incubator and stuff, and just get them as big, as strong as I can before I take them to school, because y'all know I have to take them with me to school and feed them at lunchtime. So if I can, I like to have them hatch on the weekend. So that's what I did with these 2. Of course, pigeon eggs, chicken eggs, really any kind of bird egg can go for a period of time without incubation and be just fine, as long as they've not previously been incubated. For pigeon eggs and chicken eggs both, it's around a week before fertility starts to drop, or the hatchability rate, whatever, starts to drop. Then Ricky, which is, and my black hen, there they are. I bred them. I got 2 eggs from them. They're in the incubator. They also should be hatching today, I think. But, or something like that. But, anyways, they haven't laid any more eggs yet. Hopefully they will soon. And then, Bentley. Bentley, one of the pigeons I hand raised last year. Of course, Bentley is a guy's name, but Bentley wound up being a female, which is actually funny because y'all remember me telling you at the very beginning of the season last year that I suspected that Bentley was going to be a female. was a female. Sorry guys, the camera stopped recording. Anyway, so I've got no reason to believe that Bentley is a cock. I guess I won't technically know for sure that Bentley is a hen until she lays an egg, but I'm pretty sure she's a hen, so looks like I was right on that one. And she's paired to that blue check right there, which is from the same loft as this one, from a man named Bill Saunders. And they're in this nest box. I did have them pinned up, but they ran out of water, so I just opened the thing. Of course, now I've refilled their water, but haven't pinned them back up yet. I might give them a day and see if they look like they've adopted the nest box and like she wants to stay in the nest. They're both a good weight. The male might be just a tad bit light, but that doesn't really affect him as far as breeding. It's really the hen you have to keep an eye on, but she's nice and plump, so hopefully she'll be breeding soon. But if they don't seem to want to go in there, I'll lock them back in the nest box. But if I can not lock them in the nest box, I prefer to do that because mine are fairly small. Really just meant for pairing them up and then letting them out. April, I actually was originally going to breed to the same hen I was going to breed into before, but she was kind of thin, wasn't going to be able to breed until her weight got back up, and his daughter, named Angel by Hawaiian Brian. Angel seems to, or should be old enough to breed. So I put Angel and April in here, and they've probably been in the box about a week. And now I let them come and go freely. I've seen them doing what you'd call kissing, where she places her beak inside of his. And they at least go through the motions of him feeding her. I don't know if he actually feeds her, but they at least go through the motions. And so they're paired up. A lot of times she's sitting in the nest. At first it was mostly him in the nest calling to her, but now she spends a lot of time in the nest. So hopefully she'll lay soon. They're both at good weight. April's a little bit light, but again, for the cock, that doesn't matter too much as far as breeding. Of course, it's nothing like what he used to be. Y'all remember he got so thin I didn't think he was going to make it back when he hit the house and his legs stopped working. But that's another story, and you can go all the way back to my first video I ever put on here if you want to know that story, because that's what that video was about. But y'all remember, and only my subscribers are going to know this, so I'll go ahead and explain for new viewers or just people that don't remember why I'm pairing April back to his daughter. April's father, which is actually right here, Spot. Unfortunately, I don't have his mother. His mother was killed by a hawk. Anyways, we'll see what I can show you. Spot's sitting on eggs, so I can't get him out. But you can see he's got some dark on his head. He's got mostly dark tail feathers with a few white ones. And his wings, about half his wings are white, a little less. And the hen that he was paired up to is a black hen with a completely black head. Same story, dark tail feathers with a few light ones and about half white wings. But April came out with, hopefully he'll let me show you. April's just, there we go. Completely white tail, more than half white wings. You can see when his wings fold up, you can see this white crescent here. From where it does extend, probably about 2/3 of his wing is white. He's not really liking me doing that, but he'll let me mess with him. And white head, his daughter Angel. Hey. Anyways, obviously white tail as well. She came out with a completely white wings, nice white head, and both got white on their undersides. So with the white increasing with each generation, the idea is that by breeding her, who has even more white than him, actually breeding her back to him, because the gene to, well, the spreading of the white, or piebald, came from either Spot or Kabuki. I don't know which. If I had to guess, I'd say Spot. And April got it, and it spread April's piebald even further. And then April, because of him, her piebald is spread even further. So instead of, if I paired her to a different mate altogether, I'm willing to bet the babies would still come out even more piebald than her. But by pairing her back to her father, who actually started off that chain, hopefully I will get white pigeons from them, or at least mostly white. And eventually my goal is to have white Birmingham rollers. I did have one a few years ago before I started my YouTube channel. She didn't roll very well, but she was solid white. I really enjoyed her. It was a real nice pigeon. She liked to hang out with me, sit on my head, that kind of thing. But I'd really like to have white rollers again. And April rolls really well, actually so well that he hit the house. But I don't know how well she rolls because I really haven't let her fly much. Y'all remember I trap trained them and let them fly a little bit, but I really only let them out a few times. I just would hate the thought of a hawk getting her. Satinettes, my blue pair of Satinettes here, they were already paired up. They laid an egg. I put it in the incubator. It has since hatched. I'll show it to you. And then they laid 2 more eggs, which are in the incubator, and they should hatch in a couple of weeks. Should. My red Satinettes, I finally, it took a long time, but I finally got them paired up. This is the cock and this is the hen. I'm actually not sure that the cock is red because, and y'all feel free to critique me on this because I've never had any brown pigeons. So especially if anyone has, feel free to let me know what your thoughts are. Anyways, with ash reds, we know they don't really have a tail bar. So it just looks like that. Well, the cock right here has a darker colored tail, and he has white tail bars. So, and he's obviously not blue, so that makes me wonder if he could be brown. And if you don't know what brown is a base color that is recessive to blue. Most people only see blue pigeons and ash red pigeons. I don't think I have any ash reds in here, but I'll show you all what an ash red is. Well, ash red is the most dominant, blue is actually the middle, and brown is the least dominant. With 2 dominant genes versus brown being the least, you just don't see it very often. So I don't know if it is brown or not. I've never had a brown pigeon, not to mention it being a Satinette. There are some other things in there too. So then Cinnamon is being bred to April's old mate, though of course I'm just feeding them as much as I can because, like I said, she's kind of thin. So they've got their own water. I just keep this mug full of food. You can see she's got lots of seed in here. I'm not really concerned with actually breeding her right now. I just wanted to get her separated from the others, get her paired up to Cinnamon, which she seems to be, and get her eaten as good as I could. So hopefully her weight will come back up, and then they'll breed. And then Hershey's is being paired to his son Cayenne's old mate, that tiger grizzled hen. And I don't know if I was still making videos back when it happened, but Cayenne died. And unfortunately, whatever killed him also killed the 2 white homer cocks I had. The guy I got them from has a white hen for me now, but both cocks died. At some point, I'm going to get that hen from him, and Rick's actually got an old white cock for me to try breeding them together. But I'm not sure if the old cock is still fertile or not, because he is pretty old. So that'll be a nice little experiment. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, Spot is still paired up to Victoria. Still wanting to make indigo checks and bars, like the one in the other loft I just showed you. And he's sitting on eggs. They're both sitting on eggs. Those should hatch in a couple of days. I don't remember exactly when. These probably still have a week on them. I don't remember exactly when, though. But I'll take you down to the woods, show you the other loft, which just has a few cockbirds in it. And then I'll take you inside and show you the incubator, the baby pigeons. I was on my way down here to this loft, but I thought I'd show you. This is our Americana rooster Pat. I think I stopped making videos before I got him from my cousin. But the only reason I really wanted him is because Buttercup, come here Buttercup. Buttercup, come here. Buttercup knows her name, but she's not too excited to come. Anyways, Buttercup, my favorite Americana chicken, I wanted babies from her. So anyways, I put a few eggs from her in the incubator, which were fertile, of course, thanks to Pat. And 2 of those eggs hatched, so the chicks are inside. They're just over a week old now. So I'll show you all that too. But Pat doesn't like me very much, but he knows who the boss is. He doesn't try to fight me, he runs the other way. And if he does ever try to attack me, which has happened a couple of times, he's decided to hold his ground, he learns not to. He knows who the boss is. And here's LaQuisha. Hey LaQuisha, you just coming to see me? Oh, I'm still zoomed in here. Hey LaQuisha. LaQuisha's just a puppy dog. Anyways, now the other chickens are wondering if I got food. Here's Buttercup again. Buttercup, do you know that you're a mother? It only took you like 5 years and probably a couple thousand eggs, but you're a mother now. Yep, you sure are. Anyways, I really want more blonde colored chickens like her, and she's really smart. Anyways, I've just got old cockbirds bunching on the floor at the moment. But I opened up the thing so they can go through there, and I don't like using this with the homers. Once I get done breeding homers for, once I get done, I'm breeding rollers for myself and possibly to sell some. I'll explain that in a few minutes. And once I get done breeding homers for this guy, probably my homers are all going to go into the gray loft and my rollers into the red loft. I should have a lot more rollers than homers at that point. And eventually I'll build something else. But I may give some of these homers to the guy that I'm raising birds for. Of course, birds like Ash here that have sentimental value, you know, I raised him from a baby. Of course, he's going to stay. Of course, Coco and Swift, same story, raised them from babies, they're going to stay. My black hen that can't fly and Ricky, you know, I'll keep them. And their son, I may give the blue check I have that is the son of Coco and Swift. Those of you that have been subscribers for a while are probably tracking with me. Oh, he's right here. I might give him to him, and also this bird that I found at Hanging Rock, but I may not. I may keep those, but I may give him my birds from Bill Sonder. See if he wants them, because I want him to have the best chance possible breeding next year to get young birds out. Of course, I'm not just trying to get rid of pigeons. You know, I'm not going to try and give him Steve or that blue check. Charles, sorry, or this blue bar that one wing doesn't work and it can't fly. You know, of course, I'm not going to give him those. I'm only going to give him birds that would benefit him. I'm not just trying to get rid of birds. But I may see about giving him a couple old bird pairs, just try and give him the best chance possible racing next year. I want to make sure he can enjoy that. Especially since, Pat, be quiet. Especially since it looks like it's going to take longer to get babies raised up for him than I thought it would. I knew it was going to take a little time because I can't do 30 at once anyways. I don't have the time for that. But it looks like it's going to take a little longer. So we'll see. And maybe he won't want them. That's fine. But if he does, then I'll give them to him. And if he ever doesn't want him, he can give them back or whatever. But just want to try and help him out as best I can. And all the chickens. We've got a lot of chickens. But I guess I'll show you all Abby real quick. So here's Abby's rabbit hutch. Now, quick story, and you're going to wonder how this has to do anything with Abby, but I'll get there. I actually met a subscriber back when we had that meeting, and he actually gave me 2 parakeets as a gift. His son bred them. They were supposed to be a pair. They both wound up being males, but I was still enjoying, so I couldn't breed them, but I was still enjoying having them. And long story short, really enjoyed having them. They were in a cage in my bedroom together. Even though they were males, they liked each other. And I went on a school retreat, and I took Nina, my older parakeet, who's a female. I took her with me for a magic trick, which I wound up actually not needing her for. But she hung out with me on retreat Wednesday through Friday. And she basically rode around on my shoulder while I did stuff. It was at Mountaintop Youth Camp. I doubt any of y'all know where that is, but some of y'all that live here in North Carolina might. But that's where I went with her. And when I came back Thursday night, I came back on Friday afternoon. Thursday night, something had happened and it killed both those parakeets. Probably something in the air poisoned them. And depending on what it was, it might would have killed Nina too if I hadn't had her with me. So very thankful I had her with me. It's not every day that you just decide, spur of the moment, hey, let's take my parakeet with me to retreat. Abby really likes getting on this box. I'm not sure if she's really knows how to get down though. Anyways, but so Nina's fine, but it seems likely that possibly the door being closed all night and there we go. Abby's pee and poop in her litter box need to be changed, and just the smell from the pee, the ammonia smell built up, and that was enough to kill them. Still not sure of that, but it's the best thing I can come up with. So that, along with my dad told me if I wanted more parakeets, I would have to put Abby outside. So that's why Abby's out here. Please don't jump. I don't think you will, but I don't want you to, because I don't want to be chasing you around the woods. I don't think she would jump though. But anyways, built her this box to get inside to keep warm, but it's too big. I'm gonna have to build her a smaller one, or cut this one down. I don't know. But anyways, so she's still out here, still likes me, still very soft, but I had to bring her out here in order to get more parakeets, and I decided that I'd like to have a few pairs of parakeets to breed, hopefully 2 or 3 pairs. I think my dad was thinking more like 1 pair, but y'all know me, I'm gonna have to have like 2 or 3. But I've gotten one so far, a female. I'll show y'all to her. She's just a little thin though. Hopefully she'll get it eaten good and we won't have any problems there. But there's the backstory on that. Y'all get to see her in there with Nina when I go inside. And it's a female. Her name's Sierra. And I've got to get a male to breed to her. And then I'm still wanting to get 2 or 3 pairs. But the thing is, I got her at PetSmart. I had to sign something to, like, saying I won't sue them if I get sick and die from her or something. I don't remember if it said anything about breeding on there or not. I didn't really read it because I've gotten animals from there before. Of course, I had to read over it when I got Nina, and I got a African dwarf frog there one time. But so I've read it before, so I didn't just sign it having no idea what it was. But I didn't really look over it this time, so I can't remember if it says not to breed or not. I don't think it does, though. But the thing still remains that PetSmart, they have a sign up saying they only sell one gender of any bird or animal, whatever, at a time, because they're responsible. I'm not really sure how that equals responsible, but basically you can't buy males and females there. And I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, yeah, sure. Y'all really sexed all these before you put them in here. But sure enough, the past few, I've been every now and then for about a month, and have yet to see a single male, all females. So I need to figure out something else about getting parakeets. I really wish I knew of a breeder around here, but I don't. I've got a contact. I'm going to try and see if they know anything about where I could find parakeets, but I'd like to breed them. I just love parakeets. But anyways, we'll leave Abby now and head up to the house, and I'll show y'all the baby birds. Here's my banny chicks. Seems that one has gotten into my can of food, and I'm about to have to go get it. This is the only hen I have, unfortunately. Her name is Susie. The others wound up being males. The other 2 are sea brights. It looks like at least one of them. Scissors, what are you doing in here? And there's the other one too. Anyways, here's Scissors. He's called that because he has scissor beak. Now I get the other one. Y'all cannot be in here. Come here. Anyways, I don't know if y'all can see anything or not. Here's the other one. This one looks nicer. He's starting to get that long tail. Anyways, my sea bright roosters are far nicer than Pat. They'll actually fly up on my shoulders and things too. Anyways, pretty looking bird. But you cannot be in there raiding my pigeon food. Of course, now the other chickens have gathered. Don't want them eating it, and I don't want them pooping in it. Anyways, they're a little freaked out from that, but they're pretty nice and they're pretty friendly. I like my bannies a lot more than I like the bigger chickens. Of course, I got some pretty nice big chickens too, but with me getting Pat, they're not as nice. LaQuisha still is, but Buttercup's harder to grab. Yeah. Granted, that was probably pretty good looking for only using one hand, but I used to be able to just scoop her up, so. Now I'll take you inside and show you the little one. So here is the incubator. I don't remember right off the top of my head what kind of incubator. I mean, it's a still air incubator. Don't remember what the brand is. Let's see. Little Giant. I'm borrowing this from a friend. It's a cheaper incubator, and honestly I'm thinking about getting one because I enjoy having it. So here's Tiny Tim. This thing's usually sitting on a heating pad. It's not at the moment. I'm a little concerned about his legs. His legs seem to stick apart a little bit, but maybe it's just because his crop's pushing him away. He's got a big old crop there. Anyways, he's a homer that I got from a friend. I got 12 eggs from a guy, and unfortunately only 6 were fertile, which is unusual because I've gotten eggs from him multiple times and never had a single one infertile. Got 18 from him one time and they were all fertile. But for whatever reason, only 6 were. And of those 6, 3 died earlier on. And then of the 3 that didn't, this was the only one that hatched. And the other 2, one started to hatch, the other didn't. Both of them died. Which is sad, but it was just because the temperature in the incubator was fluctuating. But I've pretty well got that figured out now. Before I open it up, maybe you can see the Satinette right there. If I can get rid of the glare, I'll pull it out so you can see. I've got the eggs that were supposed to hatch today. 2 mystery eggs, actually. One from the gray loft, don't know what it is. Either roller or roller frill cross. Predominantly roller, probably. And then 1 roller. Probably roller. It was from the red loft, and it was a smaller egg. So it was either roller or Satinette. So let's see. I don't want to have this open too long, but I can have it open for a minute. So here's the baby Satinette. It rides to school with me in this cup. You can see it's got kind of a short beak. Here's this pigeon. Let's do a size comparison too. So one is a day old, the other one just hatched. Anyways, this one just hatched. Let's see. It was from... which side of the egg did I have it written on? From the gray loft. So looks like a Satinette looking at its beak. So it's probably a blue Satinette. Probably a full-blooded sibling to that one. This homer egg is hatching. This is the mystery one from the gray loft. Of course, all 4 of these are homer eggs. These 2 are the homer eggs from Coco and Swift that I just put in here this morning, and those are Satinette eggs, which are full-blooded siblings to this one. Gonna close that back up now. There's a tray in the bottom that I keep some water in, and I got this thermometer on here, which is not reading correctly at the moment because I just had it open, so of course it's reading cooler at the moment. But I keep it at 100 degrees, and I've done a video on feeding them before, so if you are interested in that, you can look up my video titled Baby Pigeons, and maybe I had exclamation points after that, I don't remember. But I'll do some more videos, some more updates. I'll show you all how to feed them again. But this has already been kind of a long video, and I've got to be headed to work before too much longer, so I think I'm going to call it there. But anyways, what I was talking about selling them is I've gotten in touch with a friend who owns a pet store, not the other friend that I've mentioned before. She doesn't really like breeding and selling animals, but this other pet store does. They breed some parrots. I almost bought a Quaker parrot from them, but hopefully they'll be interested in selling some. But even if they're not, I think I've worked something out. Can probably work something out with my local farm and garden store. I've mentioned it before. They were somewhat interested in it. Didn't know how it would go, but seemed fine with letting me do a trial run. Just basically give them to them for free, let them sell them, see how it goes, and then maybe work something out after that. But we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you up to date on that. And then I'll show you all Sierra. Yes, I know this cage is little and has no toys. I'm fully aware of that. I've not had her but for less than a week. I'm just trying to get her adjusted to everything before I go throwing big old toys in there or anything, before I give her a bigger space. She seems to be eating the seeds. She's leaving the husks in there, of course, but she seems to be eating the seeds, but not the pellets too well yet. And of course, here's Nina. Hey Nina, are you hungry? Anyways, so we'll see how that goes. Sierra really likes Nina. Nina does not really like Sierra. Nina likes to bite Sierra. But Nina likes to have Sierra around, just not very close. It's kind of funny, but that's it. And here are the baby chickens, which of course look red from the heat lamp, but I assure you they're not. Here's the older one, only by like an hour. Its name is Nugget, named that by a friend. Nugget is the nicer one, very soft, likes me okay. The other one, not so much. Oh, where are you going? It desperately tries to get away. It's a bit darker or rusty colored. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Let me know what y'all want to see more of. Feel free to ask any questions. And I will do another video, but I've just been real busy lately, so I feel like I live at work and school. But I'll do some more videos anyways on the babies, because I know you are going to want that anyways. But feel free to ask all the questions you like. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead. I can't promise you that a lot of videos will be rolling in here very quickly right now, but eventually I'll get them up more again. Eventually I'll race again too. I just don't know that that'll be for a couple more years. But it's worth going ahead and hitting the button. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.